So how do we engage people in change? We have to do so very actively, and we can learn how to do so as frontline leaders, as managers, as middle managers, as executives. There are different roles that each of these leaders play. As Toyota defines, and we could choose to use the Japanese word or not, Kaizen, that word translates roughly to mean good change. The two core elements of that word, Kai, which means change, and Zen, which means good. So we can say Kaizen is change for the better, or it's often used in the context of continuous improvement. So as Toyota describes, Kaizen is the relentless pursuit of perfection through innovation that drives continuous improvement. The pursuit of perfection doesn't mean we demand perfection or that we expect perfection tomorrow, but we have to engage people in that in an ongoing way. We can use methods like this that I've taught hospitals in different departments how to implement, what we might call an improvement board. And more importantly, it's not just about the board, it's about the culture. It's about the way leaders engage everybody in identifying problems and solving problems. On a board like this, and I'll show some examples of what might be written on these blue cards, they can go up on the board and they progress from left to right, new ideas, things we plan to do, things we're currently doing, and things that are completed. When I've worked with hospitals and nursing units to engage people in identifying problems that matter to them, some of the first things they write down are simple, and that's great. Small problems, many small problems, helps move us forward when we identify and solve those. The first example written down by a nurse was that patients are asking for ginger ale when they're nauseous and it's not available on our unit. So we have to go walk to another floor. So here's the Henry Ford problem again. Of all this time away from the bedside, all of this walking, all of this, you could call it wasted time. Again, not blaming the nurses for wasting time. This is a system problem. And it was easily solved by making sure ginger ale was available right there on that unit, on that floor, where the nurses and the patients needed it. A second card that was filled out required a little bit deeper level of problem solving. They wrote down an important problem that 2 of the hand sanitizer dispensers were empty, and this is a common problem in different hospitals. Now their idea said, very vaguely, improve the process for quickly replacing an empty canister. So this was a type of problem that really got more into what we might call root cause analysis, to really understand, well, what is the current process? Why is that perhaps not working well? This might involve now a team of people and not just a relatively simple quick fix. So those 2 cards kind of help illustrate different levels of what we might call the 3 levels of Kaizen. Starting at the top, every organization has large projects, large strategic initiatives that executives tend to select and drive. Electronic medical record implementation, new construction, big, expensive projects. We can only do so many of those at a time. Now, looking at the base of the diagram, we can call these small Kaizen improvements or daily Kaizen, making sure ginger ale is available. Examples like that. Research shows across industries 80% of the improvement potential in an organization is found at this level of what we call small Kaizen. It's not a project. It might not require root cause analysis. These small Kaizens should be quick and timely, generally inexpensive. Where the hand sanitizer dispensers might fall in this range of what we could call medium Kaizen. We might do projects in the context of Lean or a related methodology perhaps called Six Sigma. We might use what's called A3 problem solving, and that's something that you can search the internet for if you'd like to learn more about. But all 3 of these levels of Kaizen have one thing in common, and that commonality is a model called PDSA, or sometimes people call it PDCA. I like the language of plan, do, study, and adjust. It's an incremental improvement model. We're not going to necessarily completely solve a problem with one small improvement. We might need iterative changes, change upon change. That's part of the Kaizen philosophy. Now, if we can find a large root cause solution that eliminates 90% of a particular problem, that's great. And we should look for that. But it's difficult to engage people if we are demanding large projects with large benefits and large return on investment. The best way to start engaging people is to really start small. Ask them to see, solve, and share small problems in the course of their work. And that's how we can build a foundation for what we might then describe or aspire to as a culture of continuous improvement.